What's up, Paul? I seen Leonard's, he must have fell asleep or something, so I was like, I'll go live and get some more time in. We can chill and talk and, you know, the normal. I got nothing, I mean, we can, you know, I finished this thing. We can talk about it later. Or a little bit along. I haven't sealed the intake off or nothing yet. But ultra great. So eventually I'll seal that up back there. Yeah. We go over the things I've been, you know, whatever we want to talk about. It's Saturday. I'm tired. I freaking pulled a muscle yesterday at finishing some wrapping this house, and so my brother had a addition built on. There's 2-story on the side. It's like a shop. They're going to make the top a great room, and I went and wrapped it in plywood and tie vac. And Friday morning we just had a little bit of tie vac to do, and I went and grabbed the scaffold with the boy that helps us. And as soon as I grabbed it to slide it, I was just going to slide it up about 4 foot. Boom, busted a muscle in my back by my shoulder blade, but yet it wrapped all the way around to my pec. Oh, you talking about painful as shit. So yeah, today I still got a little aches and pains. Yesterday it hurt every breath to breathe, the muscles. I mean, every time I took a breath it hurt. Sucked. I ain't did no carpentry work like that. I'm glad I don't do that shit every day no more. What? It was just, yeah, fuck that. Make sure my volume's up. By the way, this channel's not for, it's made for adults only. Yeah, I'm trying to give a safety meeting broke up with y'all, so bear with me. Make sure that don't glare on y'all. Glare on the motor. What's up, Mike Legault? We're just hanging out, let some people roll in. I watched Raul's live that I missed. Is that my buddies? He picked up 2 lawnmowers off the side of the road and got them going. One of them don't even look that old, and it's a Honda motor on it. It had a clogged intake. The filter had so much dud and mud on it when it got moisture, it made like a brick, so it was pulling oil. Every time they would crank it, it would pull oil into the cylinder because it couldn't breathe. Yeah. The things people don't, they don't maintenance, so you got 2 free push lawnmowers. Self-propelled, you know, one of them was, the Honda one's all-wheel drive. Those are like, you can choose between the front or all wheels. It had a handle on each inside or something. Yeah, it was actually pretty cool. But yeah, I was surprised to see the Honda one. I was like, ghosts, you know, take a long time to die. He was like, it had a clogged intake. It was fouling the plug. What's up, Jared D? Getting the safety meeting in. We'll go over this heavy. I wish I had a scale. I can't find the scale. I'd weigh this sucker. This sucker's heavy as shit. Sorry, I don't have the music like Leonard. But we can watch other videos and review other videos later. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, let's see if we get a little sideways action. Get y'all in there on the real reads. This is a motorized bicycle arm here, but it's still good. It's like brand new. Even though I ran it on a motor or two. The face of it has no indentions. I'd actually ground the face of it to fit the RDM bearing bucking bar thing that I never used. I still have it put away. Anyway, I might have even hardened it when I grinded it, but still, I'm gonna take my good one, my RDM arm, and put in there, but it's just temporary to actuate the clutch to get everything set up. And the big heavy spring, all of the jazz. I ain't even finished my safety meeting, y'all. I just took one hit. We'll just talk for a minute, and then I'll go back to my safety meeting. I don't have the Smolik one, but I use my RDM one stuck on there. Don't know if I'll use this yet, or if I'll buy the Smolik steel one and get me a pipe welded on. Whichever way I'm going to run it, I don't know how I'm going to do that yet. But like I said, I haven't ultra graded this down yet. I'd like to find my 2 more shiny screws like this, or I'll just go get 2 more black screws like these. Because I really like them shiny big ones there. They bling bling. Got to get them 6mm washers because I didn't want to sand down the RDM spacers he gives you. They're like twice as thick as that to go the extended shaft. So I just went and bought little washers, nice little washers today. But yeah, we got some people rolling in. Remember to whoop, 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 hit the thumbs up. Get your safety meetings in. Yeah, y'all to go back and read my comment on this video. Yeah. I watched the whole episode. Oh, did Dookie come in here? Hit the thumbs up, Dookie. I just finished your video, and then I was like, I'm gonna go live for the heck of it. Because if I'd have been here, I'd have sure enough been in the chat. But he did down and dirty slap that bitch together, but he might need to grind that pin because if his shit don't move once he's doing it, that in the inside he needs to grind that pin down a little bit under that spring. But he did have good space still left for his coil binding, you know. So that bitch probably ain't never gonna slip whatever he puts it on. If you don't have to grind that little pin down. So the let's see. Pin moves side of there. Yeah, your pin's got to be able to move. It's got to be able to move back and forth, don't it? I mean, with the shit. Nope, that's the other thing. All right. Yeah, he could have cleaned that end up a little bit better, but yeah. Yeah, we still don't know if it was a valve spring from a truck or a motorcycle. And my Smolik cover, I think they got a thicker one, but my one with the window that I had, it don't fit over this. I'd have to space it off probably 2 or 3 washers to get the window cover to fit over this. Mine don't fit. I don't know if they made an extended wide cover, but mine's not like extra wide. But I got a one with a hole in it and the non-hole cover, and they're both the same thickness. I just don't know if they make a thicker one because I've seen these clutches with their cover on it. But if I want to run it, but it's probably because they have a China shaft in there. But I don't think that makes a difference because the RDM is only longer on the other side, on this side here. And it comes with the HD spring and everything. But it's only longer on this side. Bad lighting, sorry. But yeah, it's a big donkey. Let me finish my safety meeting. It's a heavy beast. Dang, it looks so dark. Dum, 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 dum. Terminator. Oh, Lord. So I'll ride the Avenger a little longer before I pull it off because it'll have to go on that bike because that's what the mounts fit. It won't fit the green bike. And luckily my 85cc pipe is already slanted because I built it. When I built it, it was built for the Athena. So it was, bolt holes were like this, but when I built it, when I cut it and put it, re-welded it for the horizontal, the bolt hole spacings are, diagonal like this one. And mounts up perfect. I just don't see it. It should on the bike pretty well still too though. But yeah, bolt holes here, instead of being across from one another, like a China doll or some other engines. These are like this. You can't really see the blades are like in, out, in, big out, in, out, in. The sides are all the same though. That's the cylinder. That's the cylinder I went to Kevin's and we turned down the bottom of the cylinder and then we decked the top to get my stroke right. Like I said, if I don't like the way this one runs after a while of running it, or if I do like how it runs, I'm still going to do another cylinder to see what the difference is. And instead of decking the top, we're going to cut from the bottom up so it sets down further so my piston comes all the way back up and it won't drop below the exhaust as much as it does. It only drops probably about this much below the exhaust, but still, instead of attacking it from the top, we're going to attack it from the bottom next time. And that's the way he offered me to do it. And I was like, well, just do it this way. It should be easier. And he was like, it didn't matter. But yeah, I didn't want a 50 millimeter. This was cut for, your 47-6 type stuff. So the outside of the jug at the bottom, the sleeve coming down, it's all one piece is iron. But yeah, the piece coming down, the skirting of your cylinder wouldn't fit inside the hole of the case. But it wasn't by a lot though, so we was able to just cut on the edge and give you this. Oh, my back. Damn muscles. So we cut this part down, the thickness here. We milled that down to fit in, so it fit inside the case. And then we decked the top down so to get away from all the headspace because it was like a lot up here to get my squish right and everything. But the piston goes a little bit more below the exhaust than I'd like. It probably was not going to hurt it much, but if I don't like it, like I said, it also messes up the timing a little bit. But if I don't like it next time, we'll go back, cut the skirt to fit inside the cylinder again, or just make it whatever that one is, and we're gonna mill down this way toward the bottom. That way my piston and everything will, it'll set down further. Everything will come back up right. Exhaust, my piston will stop at the edge of the exhaust down there, and, But yeah, right now she's good. She has a 9 or 9.29 squish right in there. Oh yeah, I was supposed to make a coffee before we started. I'm gonna finish my water and then I'm gonna go run and make a little coffee. But it looks better on the computer screen than it does on my phone here at the moment. I popped the belt on the lawnmower the other day too, so I had to order one of them. We got 3/4 of the yard mowed. I mowed about 3/4 of the yard. Then I rested, and then Friday I tried to finish up and busted the belt. First I took out 15 foot of water hose in the grass that I couldn't see. Wrapped the belt up, wrapped that under the deck. Doom, 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 had to kill the deck, and then cut that out. But that's what fucked the belt up, because I didn't mow for about 5 minutes after that, and I heard the belt sling off. I was like, there goes that. Yeah. I love mowing. Yeah, right. What's up, Mike Miller? I see you just got in here. I wasn't paying attention, Brian. I started my safety meeting. Just a Polaris cylinder. Polaris 90. .46 stroke, 50 millimeter piston, 90 cc. No, a while ago I said I have to pull the Avenger off the bike before I can install this one, because that's the only bike that the mounts fit on. They don't fit on the older style, the fish tank looking, whatever they call them. My first bike, the green one, the COVID Mutant Machine. Yeah, that's his name, if y'all forgot. That is the COVID Mutant Machine. Don't forget it. The non-painted bike I built that had the Falcon 911 on it, well, that bike is called the Bird of Prey. And the Blue Cranbrook, that's called Blue Streak. So those are all the bike's names. Green bike was the first bike, blue bike was the second, and then my unpainted gas frame is the third one. Nice. Oh yeah. When I missed Royale, Royal Duke. When I missed his live, that's where I was at. Yeah. I just was working on the bike. I worked on tinkering with the engine last night and finished it this morning with the clutch. I had to readjust it. After I had it all together, I came over here and I was actuating it, holding this and doing this, and I felt something go click, and the whole shaft would move over like 16th to almost the 8th, which was fucking up my mesh of the little gear and the big gear, because I got like a 16th overhang right now. I'm like a 16th before I get full mesh. But when that shaft moved over, it moved over where I was getting half of the wheel, and I was like, that is not acceptable. So all I had to do, though, was pull the tin tooth off, and I put some washers behind the tin tooth to keep the shaft from moving. I don't know why it had that little bit of slack, but it did. And I was it come with one washer, but I had to use three small crank shims that come out of the inside of your case. I still had three of them in my little kit down here that I keep little clutch shit pieces in. And I had to use that and the washer that came with the stage 3 clutch shaft. But yeah, so now the clutch don't move and I can actuate it. And it's good not for me to do it with this hand, but yeah, I can actuate it. Yeah. Enough of that. That bitch is heavy and hard, but it does. Everything works as it should. Can't do that with my left hand. That requires my shoulder muscles and all that. I'm trying to rest them. I grinded the wheel down here, the clutch plate the other day because stock. If you don't have perfect mesh, your wheel will eat into that bottom one, and everybody knows it. Mine was already 80 because I wrote it. I only put 2 good rides on this, and that's like to town and back. So it probably don't got 20 miles on the little clutch before I took it off the horizontal. And but before I put it on here, I went outside and I got in there and I grinded that inside one down where it would not interfere. I could probably do a little bit more, but you can see there it's shorter than, it looks taller, but it's shorter. But yeah, I'll get the cover on there another day. I'll go Monday or something and get a couple more little washers. And I'll put the cover on. Yeah, I only paid like for this cylinder, it was a top end kit off eBay. I think it was like $50 or something. It's not like a top of the line cylinder kit. They have a better version of this kit though. But this one was a decent one. It was all right for the money. I cleaned it up, honed it a little bit, put stage 6 clips in it, and a better bearing. It's got everything. It's got a NGK 9 up in the top. We're not chancing nothing. We'll start with the 9 and see where we got to go from there. But I'm going to go make a coffee real quick. So tell everybody to come on in. We're going to be chilling at least for, I'm good for an hour at least. We could go longer. You never know. But I'm at least good for an hour. I mean, I would go for an hour, and if I wanted to, kill it and start another one. That way I can upload the 1 hour one, break them up or something. You never know. But at least going for an hour. So I'll be right back. All right, it's making. And no, I haven't looked into seeing how to make us go live to people. I haven't even looked into how to do that. I mean, Jared and them, you need to tell us on your next live how you go about setting up any of that. I haven't even tried yet, but it's a good thing to talk about. Because it would be nice to go live and invite Jared or somebody else if they was bored and wanted to hang out with us. That way you could have somebody talking and a face to look at, because I can't just keep the camera on my face. I'm sorry, people. Just can't do it. I mean, you don't need to look at me. You can look at that, or maybe be glad they don't move around. I mean, anyway, let me go doctor up my coffee. Well, the Jolly Rival. What y'all talking? Let me catch up in the chat. Yep, tell them about it. Yeah, I built that engine without knowing what clutch I was going to put in it. And I didn't have the bearings in the case. Know what you're going to put in it. Install the bearings when you install the other ones. I just need to get my treat land studs up here for the front, but I ain't got money to spend on none of that shit right now. That's secondary shit. If I don't have it, I don't need to buy it right now. So, but anyway, this is what I need to do when I need to mount it. This is all I need. Bam, and then eventually a 24 millimeter cob. So I had to get my studs. That's like $15 for the kit, or 12. I forget what it is. And then I could crank it and run it with the 21 PWK. I don't really like that piece of shit. I mean, it's all right. but I'd rather have 24 Polini or something else a little bit more quality, 21 millimeter. I mean, I got that 21 millimeter on the Avenger. I could start it up and run it with that. I have jets that would probably run this. I have bigger jets that I don't even use on the Avenger above 100. So I could probably start it up and run it with that, and it'd probably run it with that, but I would want to move up with a bigger carb on this engine though. But I could test run it with the 21. But that won't be, that'll be at least in a month. I will be riding this summer. I do plan on putting it on a bike. It just means I have to pull the Avenger off. But not right now. I'm still going to get a couple more rides on it, which would probably be good anyway. That way I can inspect the cylinder again to see if how the pitting looks. And then that way I can save my bottom end and either put another Avenger cylinder on it or get me the chop top, build a little menace out of it while it's still good. But we'll see. I like my Avenger. And as the piston looks new. That's all I can tell you. Oh, didn't you say you was pulling something apart the other day? Crank bearings are toasted. I'm supposed to be getting my hands on a 38 millimeter crank this year too. But I'm gonna see what they look like on them cylinders that I like that one MZ cylinder, the black one I ported. It was probably set up for 38 stroke, but I had it on the 40 stroke, and I got a Falcon piston in it right there. We're gonna see what it looks like on that 38 stroke. It's not forgotten, just right there. I gotta do. I'm waiting to get it, stick it in a case, which is also. Well, I won't seal the case, which is also not a good idea. It's to put stuff together before you know what you're going to build out of it, because you may end up having to deck your case on your China case. You may end up having to deck it some to get your stuff right instead of having to fuck with your cylinder top and shit. There's a bunch of different ways to attack a setup. But yeah, it's best to have all your parts or the correct parts, because like those old cylinders, they were running 38 strokes and shit. I didn't have it jetted right the little while I ran it, but it was the bottom end that was fucking me, and I wasn't jetted enough for the bottom end. But I didn't run it for like 2 hours though. That's how much run time. It didn't even have that much on it. The Falcon piston, I sanded before I put it in, so the top looks new, but that's where I sanded. The bottom just looks like the bottom wasn't jetted, or I take that back, wasn't jetted too right, because I never have that much buildup on pistons these days. You can see the sand line from where I sanded, lightly sanded to see. Yeah, you see that line from here, right there? Well, I sanded here up. This is not sand, just lightly. Yeah, this is the Falcon piston, single ring. Well, it's dual ring, but I only got one ring on it when I was running in that setup. Yeah, that's how the Falcon piston comes skirted, like that. Massive skirt. Here, I'll give y'all a little eye candy. I thought about sending this out, but I wanted to know what the stroke was. I thought about letting somebody get this. But no, I haven't even got the run yet. But I still might. As soon as I can confirm how it should be set up. That intake comes open. That's not a boost port. That's the intake, but it acts like a boost port. And that's stock. But I want to see what it looks like on a 38 stroke. Because that is a wide freaking hunk of air there. And then I touched up the intakes. These are the ones I ported the, well, sorry, hold on. Can't really see them that good in there like that. Oh, shit. Anyway. Yeah, it's just sitting on the ground. I want to see what it looks like with the 38 stroke. Just a massive square. But yeah. And if it's come down that far, I'd been happy if it come down right there, which with intake would never come open. So I have some short high hole and low hole pistons. The low hole, yeah, I have some low holes put away. So when I get the 38 stroke, I'll be able to see what is the correct piston. Because either way, when the exhaust comes to the floor or anywhere close to it, transfers are open as much as they're going to get open, which is fine. But and this ran, and it wanted to run up top though. The bottom, it had no bottom end whatsoever. But I didn't have it jetted just right on the bottom. It still ran, but I was like, something's a hair off. I can do better. And there's none of that. Beautiful. Anyway, but yeah, I hate the fucking painted cylinder. I hate it. They didn't have this exact one, or they'd have it non-painted, I'm sure. But yeah. So, there's maybe weld in there. It's flat. And I was trying to get the dead space hole in there out of the way and out of the way there, so it just rolls in. Oh, I seen Kevin's symbol. What's up, Kevin? Yeah, I changed the seals on my valve covers on my truck because I've been seeing a little seepage on the side up there, and I'm like, that's the only place it could come from. So I'm glad you said that. It does nothing but confirm what I got to do. Good evening, boss. We just hanging out. I finally finished putting this thing together. I was hand sanding keyways last night because I didn't get no keyways for the Ryan Dara Stage 3 clutch shaft I bought last year, the extended clutch shaft. It has shorter keyway. I don't know. Yeah, he didn't send no keyways with his custom crankshaft. So I had a hand sand some last night. Oh, yeah. I don't like other people touching my vehicle engines anyway. So whatever I could do. I'll do. If I had to pull my transmission or something like that, I'd do that, and then let the person who works on transmissions do transmissions. I'll reinstall the mug. But yeah, I wouldn't let nobody. Not if I'm still able to do it. No. I got a friend just like it. He's so bad though. He won't buy a $200 carburetor to put on his lawnmower. His big badass John Deere lawnmower. It's all it needs. And I told him, I said, before you get rid of it, I want it. I said, because I'm going to put the $200 carburetor on it, and I'm going to call you up saying I'm mowing the yard. But no. Yeah. He's a little worse than I am, though. But he also is the one that finds the free stuff. He's the one that found the 2 push motors that still ran self-propelled. Yeah. Turn off this light. The light don't need to be on. So, yeah, I just went and got me a coffee, and I'm in the chill zone. Look at the little light. Yeah. After the ride that we take, I'll probably slap this mug on the other bike. It could be before, you never know. I'm not in a hurry now that I got it set up. Yep, I told him about how we did the cylinder, and then he didn't like how it ran, which it should run good, that we'll attack it another way. I cut it from the bottom instead of having to cut so much of my top out. And that way the piston will come back up to the exhaust like it should be. But we'll see how it runs. It ain't that far off right now. So yeah, we're gonna run it. We're gonna run it this year. It'll just probably be after the ride, unless y'all want to hear it crank up when y'all come into town. Then you might be able to persuade me to just go ahead and slap it on the bike. But I don't have the right car. I'm not going to spend any money on like the car. I am going to spend some money on the clutch when Leonard gets them in. Oh yeah, I'm sending him the money and he's shipping me one. Yeah, no questions asked. But I have other priorities at the moment. But yeah, I'm gonna get me one of them 360. I'm just getting the clutch side with the shaft. I'm not buying the 3. I already have a 3DM, and but I just want that piece so that I can run it one day. But first, we're gonna see what tears up on this. Like I said, I only got 2 little rides on it, but on the center star in there that the little clutches ride on, I could see it. The chatter already starting to occur in there on that little bit I already ran. The basket hasn't got no real chatter on the edges from the dry clutch, but that inside star that they ride against, I've already seen some chatter on there. I don't suspect that it's going to last long. The basket and that inside star need to be hard anodized to make them last longer, because they're aluminum. Even though they're a hard aluminum, you got steel parts riding against a piece of hard aluminum. And if it was hard anodized, they would last longer. Not just anodized, it's called hard anodized, something like that. I learned that from Patrick's garage, watching him, because he had to build his own basket for his KX 250 whatever monster thing, and he built it out of some kind of hard aluminum, but he sent it off to get hard anodized to make it last longer. That was one of the tips he dropped on us that day. Yeah. Oh yeah. Grinder. About 4 days ago. Holding the grinder somewhere, leaning it against something, and then taking whatever, and I was turning. Not on this. I was just saying, let the grinder touch my thumb. I didn't have no glove on either. I was like, yeah, just let it barely touch it. But yes, beautifulness, ready to go. We'll do some little turnovers. All right, there's the compression. Boom. Boom. Building up. Boom. Down. Building up. And it does have both rings on the piston, so it will have the compression. It will have the pop, bang, boom. Rip and dip. But yeah, like I said, I want to get a bigger carburetor for it. I got the pipe. Pipe's 85 cc. It should work. But yeah, it'd be nice to have like a 90 cc pipe to fit the 90 cc cylinder, but I'd rather not be over piped. If you understand that. But 90 would work. I don't know if a 90 pipe right now. But 85 will work though. Worked just fine. It worked good on the 70 horizontal, which was under cc for the pipe. I'm gonna go see your post right now, Paul. Says full suspension redesign and optimized chain loop. Oh yeah. You got this one bigger here. Did away with the double that was right here. Used to have a double here, y'all. Got him a new spring that we couldn't see, or no, it's a little different. This one here is definitely bigger. I like this one moved from here to there, but this one's definitely bigger. Oh yeah, that's a lot better looking. What you got? Wait, what? That is smart. Looking good. So if you see it, you got to say it like that. Yes. I can zoom. I can screen. There we go. No washer. Oh. See a little space in the washer, which is probably good. Boom. Road warrior, y'all. You see them road chips? Smoking lethal warrior. You barely got it threaded on that one. Better watch it. Little tension. Give everybody a thumbs up. Everybody already got a thumbs up. What you got? Not a good angle, is it? Let me What's that name? Big booty hose. Oh, see if I can lean it forward. Oh. And if you know, you know. In there like booty hair. What's up? I could probably say that name, but I'm gonna mess it up right now. Julian. And that's probably not even how you say it. Probably Julian. I don't know how you say it. Yeah, Paul, it looked way better. I bet it's smoother too on the chain. You can feel it. Good engine is all of them need to be, take the top off, pull the cylinder, flush the case, make sure your clips are in there, seated. They need to once over everything. And then I don't never ride nothing stock. I'm gonna port it a little bit, and because they're gonna run a little bit better. But the best thing you can do is pull your stuff off and flush it out. But yeah, flush it out, put it together, put it back together, check your squish, get it to like a 9 or something, and be safe. Even though there is a squish calculator, we're not going to get into all that. My squish calculator for this billet engine had a range of like 87 to 92. And I'm like at a 90, something like that. But yeah, flush them out. If you can get your hands on I like the G4 cylinder, the LD90, because it's a newer, of the cylinders, it was the newest made one. It had cleaner casting and a cleaner chromo spray, whatever you want to call it, fake nickel seal. The Chinese spray on the inside was a lot better. And it was 48 millimeter. I do like them. That's my favorite little cheap China cylinder, which it ain't really cheap. The little cylinder kit with the pistons, like $40. No head. But it's still a good cylinder. Besides the iron, that's a lot of work. Less work, more gains with the G4. As far as having what you got to do to make gains. With the G4, the LD90, the 48 millimeter, you can pour it and do all the stuff, but like the simplest, cheapest way, like I got over there on the green bike, was I put 2 little tiny boost ports on the intake, one on each corner, 10 degrees after the transfer. I didn't mess with the transfers. They stayed stock. And I ported the exhaust, which I don't know what I got it to. I didn't max port it or nothing. So basically, I only touched the exhaust, and I put 2 little boost ports. Other than that, I didn't touch the intake. Didn't drop it, didn't raise it, besides the little boost ports. And you can go back and look on my old shorts from over a year ago when I did that cylinder. I showed it. Just 2 little nice boost ports, 10 degrees after the transfer. And they work. Put one on each side of the intake. And I slap a set of reeds on it, on a 40-stroke crank. But I wouldn't. They have the LD90 engine, but I wouldn't run the double spark plug head. I would get an aftermarket head with a single spark plug in the middle, and then Yeah. I would prep my rings, which means I would have like fine sandpaper and some oil on it, and I would have my rings in my hand, and I would sit here and lightly sand them in a circle and getting that roughed edge. They'll have like a filed edge on the edge of them, and they're supposed to be lightly smooth because they're rough from the factory. They don't clean them rings up. They're yeah. I use sandpaper and oil. Usually use a piece of sandpaper I've sanded something with, a little small piece that's wide enough, small enough to go on the sandpaper. But I'll have it about this wide, but it may be this long to wrap around the ring, and I'll sit there and hold the ring and sit there and lightly do this with it, and then get it to where it's smooth on the edge with not showing a hole, not getting it where it's gray like it's set in the cylinder. Just cleaning up the outside edge of that ring so it don't have a fucking sharp edge like a fingernail, like right in the middle, in the top edges. Just lightly sanding, knocking the dust off of it, shall we say, before putting it back on the piston. I also like sanding my piston too with oil and sandpaper, especially the top and the top edge, and around the bottoms of the piston. And anywhere there's a sharp edge on the piston, that shit gets knocked out. And then I started experimenting. Well, I'm just ranting now, running the single ring for less wear, less heat, better revs, especially on my old cheap China cylinders. They're going to wear down eventually, so why inhibit it with two rings when you just could use one? So that was another thing I started doing like 3 years ago. That horizontal I built, where Kevin milled the back, sent it to me, and I had to finish cleaning it up and porting it. What was I getting at? Too many second meters. Dang it. What's up, Willard? It was supposed to rain all day and all evening, but we only got a little scatter. They got it everywhere else, though. Which reminds me to go check the weather right now. Mostly cloudy. 70 at 8:14 p.m. And tomorrow it says it's going to be 85 degrees and then back to 77 Monday. What the heck? Get out of here. Yeah, that's what it says. That's because of that rain. It's going to clear up tomorrow. The sun's going to be out all day. It's going to be, oh my. By 4 o'clock, it'll be 84 degrees. Yeah, that's also RDM 10 tooth. Not saying where I got that because it was a surprise when I got it, but that I ran that on my Liquid Cool 50cc. I ran that year, and look, it still looked brand new. I mean, I cleaned it and washed it. Still look a brand new. Yeah, I put some pliers on it when I was holding it, tightening it up earlier. It still look a brand new. Still look good to go, man. I have 110 RDM sprocket and 211 RDM sprockets. One of the 11s is on the Avenger, and the other is I don't even know where it is. It might be on that. Let me go check real quick. I don't know. Because the green bike got a 10 tooth on it, like a China 10 tooth. I don't know. It might be still in the horizontal. Because this one here, my hybrid power bottom end, my hybrid power stage 2 that I modified, it's got the 10 tooth on it. I thought maybe I put 11 on it, but I'm glad I didn't. So I got 11 somewhere. I don't know where it is. But this is another thing I want to talk about besides the billet donkey here. We'll move her out of the way. She's heavy, and I do mean heavy. Real heavy. And sometimes you got to let things go to, we already at an hour. I will sell this eventually if I put it up for sale, but I will let y'all know that I would sell this so I can further my next project. Oh, I got to get a cover for it. This is my stage 2. The first run, he had 50 of them. I was one of the first 50 to get one of the stage 2 kits from Kelly at Hybrid Power. It was the first of his 50 runs. He's done had a couple runs, but anyway. The only thing he did to this one, this is the one that was sanded at the top to give you a better port timing. And when I got it, I added the spacer and a new piston, the performance piston with the coating on the outside. And I put a cable ring and better piston, stage 6 clips and the stage 6 bearing, or the the LT50 looks just like a stage 6, real high performance bearing though. It come out of an LT50 engine that fits this bearing. The crank. But yeah, this is a normal 40 crank Avenger stage 2 with upgrades. And it's got the intake on it, but I would put like a G2 on it. I'd probably take this off if I sell it. This is my small look 32 intake. I would put a freaking G2 reed kit on here with the big intake on it that you can get off eBay. It goes on the G2, and I'd put the 21 or 24 on it. At least a 21, but I'd put a G2 on it. It's also got the small look timing plate clock to, let's see. It's a little light in there. I forget what the damn number is now. Halfway is 7, but let me just use the light. It's halfway. It's a hair past the second line, almost halfway of that, and this next one. So what were they? 3.5, so 4.5, probably 5 degrees retard on this one. It's really like, yeah, right past it. 3.5, yeah, so it'd be 3.5, 4.5, right at 5 degrees. Without putting it on an actual dial. All it really needs is a head. NGK8 up top, clutches, setups, got the hardened bevel gears, got all the goodies. I put the green pads in it. Yep, it's good to go. But yeah, I would be willing to get rid of it just so I can further do that one later, the secret bike, which I'm not telling y'all what's going on. So it's just sitting there waiting because I've done nothing with it since I sanded it. So yeah, I will be willing to get rid of this donkey. Yeah, upgraded. But yeah, that's the one I told Dookie I'd sell him for $350. I did port the intake runners, but no transfers, no exhaust work, no nothing. I might have lightly sanded in there. I don't think I did though. Probably just lightly sanded with the, make sure there was no rough edges. But yeah, upgraded piston, caber ring. Yeah, it just needs a head. And some reeds. It's a piston fork, but I would still put fucking reeds on this bitch. Because it come real close to the top of that intake. But in order to have this squished right, change a piston. Yeah, we're at 7. That's smooth as butter. All I did was lightly sand that, and it's up in there. It just took off the surface. Look at water. Which, yeah, I'm considering it. Yeah, small spacer, 1 millimeter spacer. The top's not tightened, they're just on there. Because, like I said, it need a head. Spacers, washers to space out the cover so there's no pressure on my pin. It's ready to rock. Hitting the face, not hitting nothing. And by the time it gets out here, then that back edge is finally slapping the other side of that pin. But right there is all face, ready face, flat to flat. And then you got beautiful. But all right, y'all, we finna end this out. I'm already past my hour mark. Be waiting on somebody else to go live. Nobody usually does. Leonard, you better go live, bro. If he woke up yet. But I'm gonna go ahead and let this upload, y'all. Appreciate y'all coming in. Any of y'all could go live.